I first of all, thank you for coming and joining in, and hopefully being excited, or at least just curious to see where this can kind of take us. So I think all of us, regardless of if we're into more fitness or more nutrition, or just maybe a little combination of both, I think we all have like a passion for helping people. And we probably wouldn't be in this place if we didn't just love that and have that as part of our like being. So at least for me, like that's definitely why I feel like it's my passion, but it's also sort of my mission. And I'm trying to figure out like, how does that work in with being a mom and still like running my own business and being a wife and like all that stuff? How could it all work together, and how can I reach out to the most amount of people and make a difference? Still maybe make a little money. Like, how could I do it all and not go crazy? So I know most of you, I think all of you besides maybe Lois, have experienced what the cleanse is and what it has kind of what the potential is, like as far as changing lives.
Nutrition plan, like
yes, and you, I mean, you are above and beyond in some aspects, but you've lacked the group support part of it, which is so cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, so most of you have just a good, clear picture of what it is that we're talking about. And that's exciting because as women in general, we tend to do a lot of like just word of mouth referrals because that's easy and what we're used to. And, you know, recommending like a restaurant to your friends or a hairdresser to friends is just easy, and that just happens. So something like this where you've had a positive experience and you want to help somebody, it's natural to just share it. So if nothing else, I would love for you guys to just be able to do that and reach out to more people to like share the fact that this program exists. Susan and I were chatting yesterday, and she said, now why would somebody want to do your program versus, you know, and you can list off like 10 or 15, right? And there's really I'm not definitely going to say, because I don't know, even I haven't taken the time to research, like, how does Jillian Michaels do it compared to how like other, you know, people do fitness and nutrition plans. And there are so many people out there, and especially like some of the competitors who are really successful themselves, people automatically are like, okay, I'll do whatever you tell me to do. And I'm sure they have a great thing going as well, but it's kind of just that knowing somebody, having that personal connection to somebody, and then valuing their opinion, whether it's about a hairdresser or a restaurant or about something that can actually like change their life. So I think that's what it is. I think what we would be providing is just that accountability and that support and that motivation, but from somebody who they can see maybe on a daily basis or know from the past, or, you know, just respect in some way. Plus, we're real people. And I think that is important to know that we're not movie stars. We don't have like personal chefs or
people know our lifestyle, and
right.
You know, it's like we like wine. Yeah. At least I do. Sorry, I was speaking to everybody.
I'm sure we all like wine, and that's a really good point. Like, you know, I think sometimes people just assume that either myself or other people who have, you know, been successful in fitness areas are just like, oh, I'm sure you just never eat that or never drink that, or no, like I enjoy my life. Like it's not worth all that. But so showing them how you can make changes, even if you want to still have that little, whatever it is, wine or chocolate or whatever it is, not when you're preparing for a competition, but in general, real life. Anyway, so that's kind of my goal. So, and another part of what I would love to do eventually is empower other women like yourselves who are kind of already in the fitness or nutrition or just healthy realm, and then we're surrounded with other women all the time, empowering you guys to then empower other people to either make healthy changes or to like go get their certification and become an instructor, or, you know, learn what they've always wondered about nutrition, or just be more aware of what they're putting into their body and how they're treating their body and that kind of thing. And then by doing that, we're setting an example for our kids who are maybe going to like inspire other kids to be healthy. So I get excited. So, and then I think also the $30 for the 30-day cleanse is pretty cheap. So it's definitely doable for a lot of people. People don't really think twice about that. It's $1 a day. So regardless of what they get out of it, they're not going to feel like, oh, I just spent a ton of money now, you know? So that part of it is intriguing, I think. And because of that, and all the work is pretty much done, it's all on my website. I would love feedback on how I can improve the experience and, you know, improve it, what's already there, but also like maybe we could add things to it to make it a more comprehensive program. I mean, this is just kind of my brainchild, and obviously I've not spent like my whole career working on just this. This is kind of what's kind of accumulated over the past 6 months or so. So I would love feedback on that. But anyway, so it's all done. So now at this point, all I would like to do is just reach out to more people. And I have my circle of people who come to my classes, and that's sort of my go-to. Hey, I'm doing this. And they're like, okay, I'll sign up for that. You know, no big deal. And then they'll tell their friends, and hopefully it will. But I think if we get a team of instructors or just people who already are passionate about some aspect of this program, sharing it with their friends, then they kind of become the point person, right? So instead of, oh, it's some girl, like a lot of my friends are Ohio, Florida, like all over the globe. Well, she's in somewhere over on that West Coast. I don't know. So I would love for those of you who are out of town, and then locals too. It's just a huge area. So we have clientele who are ready and willing, and people want this type of program. They want accountability and support, motivation, inspiration, and they want it to come from a real person. So, and we all have our own network. So I know, like, you guys might think, oh no, she's already at my same gym, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Amanda and I are in the same neighborhood, but we have totally different circles of friends, and they know different people. And, you know, when you look at how densely populated, at least this neighborhood is in general, it's like, it's very cool to think, like, how could I could change lots of lives, you know, just by, but I'm not interested in working lots and lots and lots of hours, but I'm interested in giving like a high quality program to lots of people. And however they benefit from that is great. I've had lots of repeat people too. So they'll do 130 days and feel great, and either recruit somebody and say, oh, I'll do it with you next month. And that's kind of been successful too. But a lot of people have gone from 130 days and then segued right into the next one too, because 30 days is not a huge amount of time to see great results, but it's enough time to set new habits and, you know, new lifestyle changes that then you're not ready to stop. So it's great. It's a good thing to go right into it. So that's why I'm excited for fall too. We have September 14th to October 14th, and then October 15th-ish to the middle of November gets us right to the holidays. And I think that's just a really manageable, you know, school's back, Labor Day's over, people are ready to buckle down, life gets like a little more scheduled and structured. And then we get to the holidays. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. So 60 days total, but we're exactly a month out now. So now is the time to really get ideas down on paper. And there's really no, you know, commitment level on your part. I would love each of you to bring a few friends, whether that turns, I mean, you may be surprised. You start chatting it up and you have a friend who's interested and she tells her 5 or 6 friends and they're interested, and you just never know. Like, don't definitely sell yourself short as far as like what the potential is. I think more of it is just a decision by yourself, whether this is something that you want to pursue, and then just start telling about it and start, you know, just word of mouth and explaining what the program is and that kind of thing. I'll get some flyers that are nicely put together and everything so that you have some real information. I think it's helpful too to pick a date for if you're interested in doing a kickoff with your people, and just have that so that you can start actually putting out some real, okay, so it starts the 14th, but I'd like to have you all over the week before and go over how it's going to work and do, you know, weigh-ins and stuff if that's what you're interested in. So really it's just deciding what your level of interest is and then going for it. Okay. All right. Ideas? Feedback?
So you have, I mean, you've obviously been doing this for a while, so you have a complete program set up. So we're just picking up what your laid out program is.
Can you guys hear okay? From elsewhere? I'm guessing you're muted. Yeah, so pretty much the whole program is put together.
Okay.
It's all even down to parts of what I would love for you guys to do, depending on what level of interest you are. I'm just going to assume that you want to just jump in, so I'll just tell you that. It'd be cool to have an email each week, either that or if you're good friends with them and you have their text, a text. Hey, how's it going? Like, it doesn't have to be much, but I do have emails that I typically send at certain times, like 10 days in, how's it going? You know, and it is pretty much a form email, but I'll usually personalize the first few lines. I recommend that too for inviting people as well. So instead of, sending out a mass email to 50 people, send out individual ones, just so, and it doesn't take that much more time. You still got it all copied and pasted, but just that first line is, hey, how's it going? How's your summer been? Yada, yada, a little bit of chit chat. And like, I think you would love this because.
Well, my email, so I did it last month with her. And so she gave me what she sent out to people. And then at the beginning, a lot of people knew I had done the cleanse. And so I just told them my success story from it. And I got so much response from that. People were like, wow, I didn't know, you know, this personal story of yours. And I mean, it's not like I lost a ton of weight, but I've always been pretty thin, but I got to my goal weight of my high school weight where I wanted to be, but I'm in good shape, you know, but I learned so much. And so just all of that, telling them, they, I mean, immediately were like, you know, trusting me.
Sure, because they can.
So I just added that. And then of course, like some of the people that I knew that knew someone that had done it before, I said, oh, you know, so-and-so did it last month. So you saw her success. So I put those little things in some of the emails that I knew people. So that makes sense.
And Gina, can you talk to like how you started reaching out to people? Like you had dance moms and you had yoga.
Yeah, so I'm really surprised. I was seriously like very nervous about talking to the dance moms, you know, because I don't know, because I'm with them all the time and I didn't want them to think, you know, but they knew what I had been doing. And so really what I did, we were all in Vegas at a dance competition and I didn't really say anything, but I sent out emails while I was in my hotel room. And then we were down at the pool and they're all like, I got your email. I totally want to do it. And then they all started being like, I want to do it. I want to do it. And so like, I think I have like 4 of them doing it together. And then another one wants to do it next month. It's been really cool. So it was just that email. It's one gal was like, "Did you send that to me because you saw me in my bathing suit?" I was like, "No." But you know, so that was really cool. But I sent out a lot of emails, and I was really surprised at the response. I mean, I know that people want to do it, and I know that they trust me, you know, and but it was good response. And then I got some people that said, I can't do it till the end of summer. So I have like 4 people that want to start in September because it was just too hard over the summer. But so yeah, the email was a good way to do it. And then just talking to them at the pool afterwards and really showing, helping in my bikini too.
She's got a rockin' body. That doesn't.
I don't. But I was like, you know, they're all girls. So it's like, you know, a little incentive for them.
So I have found, I think voice to voice is always best if you can talk face to face, but I think it doesn't hurt to also either follow that with an email or even precede it with an email, but then call them or see them or, you know, send it at a time when you might be together with a bunch of other moms or a bunch of other people at class, or like if there is some reason to like, hey, let's go grab coffee or, you know, some reason to talk about it face to face. I think a lot of times emails get lost and then people have great intentions, but sometimes I feel like I'm annoying and I don't want to be annoying. I just want people to know that this is available and it's going to start soon and you're going to miss out if you don't like jump on it right now. So it's some people, and you might know your friends, need a little bit more of that like encouragement. Sorry, you feel like you're on display here. I know, me too. Okay, so Natalie had some great ideas. So I have workout videos on my website, and I do it monthly. So I'll do like 4 or 5 different workouts per month, and they're just like 2 or 3 minute videos. And she's saying, she's in Nashville, and she's saying maybe they could get together twice a week and do my videos, that's a great idea. I know Susan in California is interested. She's thinking maybe she wants to get certified to become an instructor or trainer or something like that, like kind of just maybe starting to think about it. I'm like, well, this is the perfect way to start. You know, you can just get a group of people and they do not care if you are certified and have CPR even. Like it's okay. It's just a group of girls working out, but you could kind of use this as a platform to see if it's something that you would be interested in. to continue. Even if it's just you get together and go for a trail run or go run some stairs together or go for a walk. It doesn't have to be a scripted out workout. So that could be a cool thing for you guys too, if that's something you're even interested in. Or if you are already fitnessy girls, I would love to get some different types of workouts coming in too. So if you guys would be open to sending me like a 2 or 3 minute video, like here's a great yoga sequence. I would love that to add in.
How do you do that in 2 or 3 minutes?
So I know that's true. That's true. Maybe you would demo 4 or 5 poses and then write out, hold this for this long and hold
or
this.
I could just do like core yoga,
Totally.
stuff for core in yoga or
Totally.
warm up.
It's whatever.
Stretching.
Yeah.
Here's some strength
Yeah.
exercises.
Mhm.
Balancing.
Yeah.
Totally. But just coming from, like, I do not have all the answers. And I tend, you know, as instructors, I think we find our little niche and what works for us and what we like to do. And that's what we continue to do. And I would love some other influence into adding it into the mix. Like even spinning. I think some people have bikes at home or would be fine taking their phone to the gym and going, okay, what do I do? And you give them a 45-minute thing they could do on their own bike at their own
Or
time.
even just
and-
the right setup. Just to be able to
Oh,
be
that's a
properly
good idea.
set up in your right, because that's huge.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I think the possibilities are endless, and whatever you feel like might be your niche or what you could offer to the group, I would welcome it with open arms. So, and another thing I would love, assuming that you guys are in and want to really do this, is help me not be the only one. I know you guys are great about posting and stuff, but help me not be the only one always posting and always, you know, encouraging that kind of thing. So maybe we would set a goal of like 1 post every 3 days or something like that. And maybe sometimes you're just inspired by whatever, like here's my beautiful lunch, or here's what I did for my workout today. Or like Susan and I were chatting, she feels stronger on the fitness side of it. So she thought maybe she would post fitness inspiration or maybe some different like workouts that you can find them on Pinterest and shove them in our page, and that's great. And maybe half the group wouldn't care, but maybe 2 or 3 people would be like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I've been looking for.
Because I've been looking at the posts of the exercise, like the abs and stuff. Steal some of that from my class,
Yeah.
right? I mean, they're great ideas.
Right,
So.
right. Oh, but you could, like Amanda's great at always coming up with, I know you don't think you are, but you're always great with coming up with new things for family dinners. And I think a lot of us struggle with that. All right, let's try to keep it healthy, but how can we keep it exciting enough so the husbands aren't rolling their eyes at another salad? And so if that's, I mean, that could be your, you know, contribution to family meals per week. And maybe it's just, again, like repost from Pinterest, or maybe it's like the actual, like how you did it and a picture of it and your kids actually eating the Brussels sprouts or whatever. So let's see what Natalie's saying.
I have I love the demo night that you do, you know, showing
The food
the
prep.
food prep and just some ideas of like the turkey meatballs and stuff like that. And I just thought that maybe it should be done a little bit earlier so that people get it and do it. And I know that we just couldn't find a date and everything, but maybe that would be easier if everybody kind of did their separate groups or something, so that it's not so
It's not just one, multiple days.
yeah, or something. So people have, if your person can't come to yours, they know they can come to mine. You know what I mean?
Love that.
That's a great idea.
I love that. Yeah, those I have been doing and certainly have not perfected, but I've gotten to the point where
you did a great job.
it's just second nature. Like I just do it like I would my
She's cooking
normal.
like 5 different
I
things.
know,
and
right?
everything came out.
Yeah.
Such a
Beautiful job.
Oh, thanks. Sometimes I'm like, why do people want? Why is this good information? Because it's not anything special,
It
or
was good for me,
Yeah,
and
that
I've
was
been
for
doing
me
it
too.
forever. So.
yeah. And sometimes that's all people need. It's like, oh, I didn't realize you could do that.
Yeah.
Right. So I think it is a something that people value for sure.
Or you could do, I mean, I think it's a good idea that if they can't come to yours, they can come to mine or whatever.
Sure.
Or you do all prep stuff, showing them how to prep, and then another person does, you know, some different recipes, you know, or something like that, so that you're not like trying to cook and da-da-da, but I don't know, I mean, maybe different themes, I guess what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like yours is all prepping, mine is healthy dinners and vegetables, and yours is you know, in shopping or, you know, how to go grocery shopping, get the right stuff, or, you know, you're always like, oh, this place has the best place.
Yeah.
Best cherry stuff. And, you know.
Right, right. I've done all of the above. So what I've found is that having everybody come over and then just do a normal food prep of what I tend to do for myself is helpful. And it's easy for me to do that. But it might look different for somebody else, which I actually really love, because maybe whatever green beans are part of my weekly, maybe they're part of somebody else, and you'd be able to share that. Or like somebody today asked about boiling eggs. Well, I've never done that at food prep. But maybe I should. Like, I would love to get feedback from
Boiling.
someone asked what's the best way to hard boil eggs.
Oh.
Amanda, you're off mute.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that we could even do a version of freezer meal, but it could just be all food prep. So
Yes.
we could also get like Blakely Hall and do, you know, the week to kick it off of food prep ahead of time, just so people can kind of see the technique and just have it more of a camaraderie. And a lot of the stuff, I think, like the meats and stuff, probably can go.
You're breaking up.
I'm in a tunnel.
Okay. No, I love that idea. I have also always wanted to meet together and do salads in a mason jar.
Yeah.
You can do a week's worth of salads in a big mason jar.
I just got a Clean Eating magazine that has all sorts of different meals that you can make in the jars.
Yeah.
Like your own refried beans with like stuff, and everything's really cool.
Oh, I would love that.
Yeah. So.
Yes, Natalie, $30 covers everything, and then after the cleanse, it's $15 monthly to do healthy lifestyle management, and I'm going to do that through the end of this year, but then probably not. I don't know what it's going to look like after that. Yeah, after the cleanse, after you finish your 30 days, then after that, it's $15 a month if you want to continue it. And honestly, I've not been very good at going through and saying, you haven't paid, you've paid, you haven't paid. So I'm proud a lot of people are getting it for free. And that's just the kind of thing that I can't keep up with right now.
But the $15 are they included on the Facebook page too, or just the healthy?
They are. I mean, the $15 covers the Facebook page, the workouts, and I do new recipes every month on
So
that
like
too.
all the people that have done the cleanse the last month, if they want to continue, they just pay $15?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
good to know.
I know, it is good to know, but I really have not been very good at it.
Well, no, but I at least will tell my
Yeah,
people that
that'll
continue.
come in the last week's email, which we need to touch on because we did July and August together. It's been a little different, but so in that last couple weeks leading up, I'll say, you know, if you really loved this, think about either joining the next group, or if you're ready to graduate, then you can go right into the $15 a month.
But if they want to be weighed again and all that,
Right.
would that be $30, or would that just?
I charge $25 for a weigh-in right now. $30. That's why the cleanse is just a great deal.
But I mean, if they
But
want to continue and do the cleanse all over again,
it's just another $30.
okay. So there's another. $30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the $30 covers your initial weigh-in, your ending weigh-in. I haven't even been charging for food prep demo if they're in the cleanse group. They're
that
getting all the
initial
information.
meeting.
They're getting this, and they're getting a ton of stuff. And sometimes it turns into repeat clients as far as like wanting to then be on a nutrition plan, or sometimes it's turned into them wanting to come to my classes. So it all kind of works itself out. But I definitely just recommend it to everybody, because no matter what you're looking for, or weight loss, or just to get some new ideas for your family, or you just need to like break up your routine, or whatever it is, it really can be for everyone. And we're just expanding our networks and reaching out to more and more people.
And so there's only, as far as a face-to-face meeting with the client, it's the initial weigh-in,
Mm-hmm.
and there's only there's a weigh-in at the end.
Yeah.
There's there measuring or anything.
Weigh-in and measurements at the beginning and at the
Okay.
end. Yeah.
Right. And then in between, it's just
Facebook,
being in touch.
being in touch
And then the
over
one-
text.
That one food prep.
So,
One food
but
prep.
like even that, I tend to do one a month, and I just invite whoever. And
Yeah.
it's $10 if you're just
Right.
walking in off the street. If you're in the cleanse, and maybe I should charge for that separately too. I don't know. So really, I'm like the money side.
Maybe even like 5, or because you're buying the food, they're not eating it. It's not like a full buffet, but
Although that
Here's-
last one, man, they wiped
well,
me
not this
out.
the one.
I forget who was here.
Yeah, no, the one
My
we just
most
had, they
recent
all
one?
just
Really?
tasted.
OMG. Well, it was also my kids came down afterwards and were like, yum.
I mean, when I came to yours and I paid Kendall. I just thought, well, of course, this
Yeah,
covers her
your
costs.
food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I mean,
2
that wasn't
hours.
even your time. It's
Yeah.
you know, I think you should charge more.
Yeah.
I'm with your husband. I mean, that's
Right.
2 hours of your time.
Yeah, it is. It's just, it's been a logistically difficult to like get people to commit and then get them to understand that.
Yeah.
I just haven't.
Well,
put
then you,
much
like
time
you
and
said,
energy
it's
into
only
that.
$30 that covers everything. Then you're saying, I'm gonna do a food prep and that's gonna be $5. So
Right.
you have to either say that up front.
Yeah, well, they don't have
charge
to.
35 up front and that $5
And then it
covers it if they don't show up to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The thing is, I have a lot of people out of town too, and they're not
Yeah.
even getting weigh-ins and measurements.
Yeah.
Which is why I really would like Natalie
Oh,
and Susan to be like point
The point
people
person,
in
yeah.
different places too, because then they are really feeling like they get that personal touch,
Right.
even if the person they're dealing with is not like certified, whatever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it just doesn't really matter. But it could be the beginning of something like really exciting
Right.
for them.
And then the nutrition plan for the 30-day cleanse, it's just a standard, it's the same for everybody, right?
Pretty much. I have like a vegetarian change. Yeah, it's pretty much the same for everybody. And what it is really is we're just eliminating gluten and dairy and soy and peanuts.
Yeah.
And then doing clean eating. That's the basics of it.
Yeah.
And so for that point, the word cleanse sometimes scares people off.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a juice thing, or they're not going to eat for a week or a month or whatever it is. So for that reason, I would love some ideas on a new name. Although I want it to be obvious to people that it's a beginning and an end program.
Yeah.
That it's not just like, hey, you know, get some ideas here. It's like, no, this is for real. Like you got to make a commitment and you got to decide that this is what you're going to do and all that. Okay, any other questions about that stuff?
I have a question
Yeah.
about the Arbonne portion of it.
Yeah.
Is that, I mean, obviously the products are part of it. I mean, I guess they're optional. People don't have to use
Totally
Arbonne
optional, yeah.
products. So there's no pressure necessarily to the clients or to us.
Absolutely
to-
not. No,
Although I
so-
love their
Except
product.
for the
Yes.
cleanse, right? That's the one thing you ask for people to purchase.
I recommend they purchase everything.
Yeah.
Because the cleanse we do, it's a 7-day body cleanse during the program at week 3,
Oh,
after
okay.
2 weeks of clean eating. And I recommend that they get everything just because that's what's going to set you up for success. And
Yeah.
when you have tools and you have a little bit of skin in the game,
Mhm.
you're way more likely to follow through
Yeah.
than if you've invested some money. And then if you also have, it almost makes it like, takes out the guesswork out of specifically 2 of your meals and then what you're going to take here and here. It's like some people are scared off immediately by the word supplement or even the word protein powder. And like, I just have to do a lot of coaching to be like, it's just helpful. It's just something that you are, instead of having chicken cooked, you have 2 meals. You have a protein in the afternoon and a protein after dinner. You have, you know, in the morning, that kind of thing. None of it at all is mandatory. And so that's why I always, I keep it really vague at the beginning with the initial email. I mention supplements, but it's not like a necessary thing. Here's the $30 and this is what you're going to get. And they get it. And then after that, I say, just pick your package. And I keep it really broad and vague at that point as well. Because if they go with that, they're going to be saving the most amount of money because it's the best value because you get 40% off of all of the products that are included in that. And a free $50 and 20% off. Like it just makes sense if you do it that way. If you piecemeal it, then you definitely want them to get to the $150 level, which gets them the 20% off and the free $50 product. And they get 20% off for the whole rest of the year. But again, none of it's mandatory, but the 7-day cleanse is definitely useful and part of it. And then I just try to explain and educate and share what is available and what I would recommend and what I use and what most people use and what most people have seen results with. But I'm the same way. I'm not a salesperson at all. I mean, I've been recommending protein powder. Natalie knows from, I don't know, 7 years ago or longer than that. I've been using it and recommending it to clients. And would just tell them, you know, good luck because this has artificial sweeteners and who knows what else like junk goes into it. So that's why I can identify or I can recommend these products knowing that they're not harmful at all. I give them to my kids. Like there's really nothing scary about it. And then you're just giving them that option because people are curious and people are going to ask and people are going to go to GNC and be totally overwhelmed by all of the choices and then probably spend more money in the long run and not have it delivered to themselves to their door and not really have that stamp of approval by somebody who they know and they trust and who is using it. So that's that piece of it. Also, what it has done for me personally is be able to do what I'm passionate about and make some extra money. And that is the interesting part of adding that into the thing, because the potential is there to really make a huge difference. Whereas most of us with teaching classes, we're trading time for money. An hour of work is what you have, and you have however many hours your kids are in school to give that. Whereas this kind of thing you do at night, on the weekends, you're not really doing much. Once somebody has placed an order and they are going to reorder it, stuff that runs out, then you get paid a little bit of commission. So I wish I would have done this 10 or 15 years ago when I started recommending to people, because I would have really, been more successful. So that's that piece, and you can take it or leave it. That's not, this is not a mandatory part of this, but it definitely makes it more interesting on the what you're going to get paid part of it.
Joan?
Yeah.
I know this is not an R-Barn plug, but you had to twist my arm to get me to do it. But I guess I will just say, I have people contacting me because they want R-Barn products, and whether it's the nutritionals or the skincare. And so, a lot of times you're not even doing anything besides people are coming to you because the products are that great. Yeah. So, just my plug on R-Barn. I know this is not about R-Barn, and like I said, Joan really had to convince me to do this and kind of trick me into it almost. But I will tell you that the products are amazing, from the nutritionals to the skincare to the makeup. And so if you're going to do this, it's kind of like, why the hell not? Because you might as well have some extra money in your pocket as well.
Exactly. And so, and the nice thing about it too, there is no minimum you have to reach. There's no, I'm not going to be breathing down your neck, where's your, it's just not. Right. And at the beginning, I was very hesitant to even open my mouth or even share about it. But people want this stuff. And I will tell you, the majority of my clients who have ordered have reordered, and the majority of my people who have done the cleanse have ordered at least something and I have not had any negative feedback. Sure, some people, the chocolate's not their favorite, let's switch it out for the vanilla, that kind of thing. But there has not, I was definitely hesitant and treading on, thin water when I was deciding to do this. Really, I did it for myself because I knew I wanted the discount and I wanted the protein, and I figured it could probably work into my business somehow. I had no idea how much of a difference it could make financially. And I don't want to go back to work in the fall. My kids will all be in school. So I'm trying to maximize the amount of people I can reach out to and share this type of program with. And that is a piece of it, which makes it doable this could be my future, still being able to do what I love. But that piece of it is the very interesting piece from the financial standpoint, because I'm only charging $30. So what I can give you is a portion of that if your people sign up. I can give you discounts off of my services if that's interesting to you, as the base level. And then you can get paid in host rewards if you decide not to become the consultant. So you could do that, or you could become a consultant and get paid off of the orders and get host rewards and get a kickback from me. So it's just a decision, and you can wait and make that decision once you are ready to go. And we see, you have 5 people, and I can tell you what the difference would be if you did the consultant or if you just did, get paid in product, because you'll be surprised both ways, I think. But it's definitely better to get a paycheck than get paid in product.
So, and at the beginning, when we've done the initial meeting, we put out samples so people can taste it.
I love them.
So it's that's when there's I like the lemon chews. That would be good instead of eating a piece of cookie or whatever, So that kind of makes them go, okay, I do need that, So I'm not a big shake person. So for me to be able to taste it, I was like, nope, I just can't do it. I'm just not a shake person. I have to chew. Yeah. But at least I got to try it,
Definitely, protein powders are always kind of those big, humongous things, and you can't get a little sample. So it's nice to be able to show the people.
Yeah, exactly. And let them try it. You can't do that at Amazon or at GNC, and a lot of times you're just out,
You're out that money.
Exactly.
My bottles in my cabinet.
Right.
She did the cleanse 2 months ago before I started with her. And then her mom passed away. So she kind of went off of it. And then she was down here for her mom's funeral. And she was like, okay, I want to do the cleanse again. You just order me everything you think I need. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna spend 150 or maybe a little more just so I can get you know, all the discounts and the free product. So for her to just the second time, the first time she went online and bought it herself, which, you know, is like, and she only bought like one thing, the cleanse, that was it. And so this time she's like, you just buy everything. Here's my credit card.
Yeah, people just need to
Really?
be educated. And you're right,
Yeah.
really? Like, I'm always surprised. But people want this kind of stuff, and it's food. So it's not like they're making some huge purchase they need to, like, you know, run by the hubby or whatever. Even the biggest package is still, it's around the 300 range, and a lot of people are just like, it's okay. That is worth it. I'm, you know, this
A
is
lot more
important on my health. And
or, you know, Weight Watchers or Jim Craig or whatever.
Yeah,
You know,
and they
make
have
sure
great
that it
return policy too. So you can always, you know, that's a good insurance to tell them as well. So if you do decide to go this route, I would definitely recommend getting some product that you can just have on display to show. Like I usually just set up the table as a display, and then a set that you can give samples to. So a lot of times when I was first starting out, I would do a scoop of the vanilla, a scoop of the chocolate, fit chew, and a fizz stick, and I would just stick it in a little baggie and then have it with me, and then take it around. And if people were like, oh, you know, what's this that you're doing? And oh, it's a cleanse, and you know, you're welcome to try this. And so it just is it's a way for them to really experience it first and see if they like it, you know, and then not feel like pressure. Like, here you go, this is just for you to try. But most likely, you know, they will be interested, and then they'll probably tell their friends, and it really is just interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go through my little checklist real quick to make sure we haven't missed anything, and then we can do some questions. So I sent you all the email, so I think you guys have the basic stuff. We're looking at dates, so middle of September through the middle of November if we're looking at the whole time frame. I think the kickoff ideally before the 14th would be great. Labor Day is that first week? It's Labor Day, the 7th. So ideally a kickoff like on the 9th, 10th time frame would be great. And for those of you who are local, we can decide if we want to try to do just one big one or have it be more intimate, and you guys host it yourself, or you want me there. We kind of have to figure all that stuff out.
I think having a lot of people is encouraging and inspiring, and then they see another person ordering, and it kind of like, ooh, maybe I should, you know, I don't know. Yeah. I just think when you hear their stories, why are you here?
Totally.
I think that's really.
Yes, because people can relate to other people too. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, that's a benefit I want too, and I have a cook for my family, and maybe they didn't even think about that as a benefit from joining the plan. Maybe they're just here because they want to lose weight or whatever. So that is helpful. The most I've had at a kickoff at one time was like 20. Wow. And that was big. Yeah. So my June group was 40 people.
What?
Yeah. And that was and it was shocking to me that a lot of those people I didn't even know. So a lot of those people were in Florida
And they were people that you had
DC
gathered through the Facebook page or friends of.
They're friends of friends. So, well, because I've moved around a lot. So I have kind of people in different areas, and they're like, what are you doing? I want to do it, you know, and they'll jump on, and then they will. I always say, this is definitely better when shared with a friend. So do you have somebody or maybe a couple people that you can reach out to? Because when you have that, then it's win-win for everybody. Yeah. Because they inspire each other, but they also hold each other accountable.
Right,
and then a lot of the work is off me because they're, you know,
Plus $30. I mean, seriously.
Yes.
Nothing. I mean, that's like your Starbucks for the week, right?
Right.
Not right now.
Totally.
Really.
Totally. So ideally kickoff before then, and then also weigh-ins on or before the 14th would be great. And you can do those, you can schedule those individually, or what I like to do is kind of before and after the kickoff, just because it's easier on my schedule than trying to coordinate with a bunch of people.
And are you using, do we need to use your special scale? Are you, what stats are you doing for them besides just their weight?
Yeah, it's everything from the scale, which is, I included in the email, there's a link to it. It's like 150, I think, to get the scale. It's funny, I just met with last week, and she ordered it. Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
It's an exciting tool to have.
It is.
So awesome.
I know my husband's like, what is
Yeah.
another scale?
You're like, oh no, this isn't just a scale.
This is the master scale.
And what that does, I think, is it helps people and their mind when we're talking about body stuff in general, because it's not just giving them a number, which can sometimes identify, like they can, oh, I'm at my fat weight, or I'm at my, good weight, or whatever it is. But you're giving them lots of information too, not just that weight. So it's muscle and it's age and it's amount of calories, and that's a big one for this too, because I'm telling them to use MyFitnessPal and encouraging them to do that, and that kind of gives them a good goal. So the scale says your basal metabolic rate is 1,300 calories. Well, MyFitnessPal gives you 1,200 right out the gate, because they do that for everybody. But if you're at 1,300 and that's for sitting down all day and you're active, then you need like closer to 1,500. So it kind of gives them a gauge and a guideline. Also, a lot of people in 30 days may not lose any weight, but they may have dropped inches, or they may have reorganized their body a little bit, especially if they're adding in weight training and that kind of thing too. So I definitely recommend the scale, but I'm happy to share mine out, because I don't think we're going to all have weigh-ins at the same time. Okay. Okay, and then the cleaning food prep demo ideally would be about a week before the program begins. It's also sometimes overwhelming to people too, though. So I don't like to throw it in that first week, because I think it's just too much. People are like, hey, I got to do all, I got to go grocery shopping, and I got to clean up my kitchen, and da-da-da. So that's why starting a month out, and just for us to start thinking, who do we want to invite? What is this going to look like for me? How involved do I want to be? That kind of thing. It gives us enough time to kind of get ready. And then we're looking at maybe September 1st, like really getting things on the calendar with people, weigh-ins, and, that kind of thing.
So when are you saying during the food prep, the 21st, like the week after they start?
I think, no, but I think maybe we do one in August and we do one in September.
Because they need it before the 30 days.
They do, but sometimes it's just
very nice, but
I mean, aren't you
just
doing the pancakes for breakfast for the
timing? Yeah, I just explain it. Yeah, they don't, but they don't need.
They don't need you to actually demonstrate it, right?
Exactly, and it's.
there is the sample meal online that says, here's protein pancake,
right?
And here's the recipe for it,
right?
But it was nice to finally see it.
I know.
Yes, I mean, I guess I started my
like,
plan before I actually came over here.
The one gal that came for me, she was like, "Oh my God, that is so good!" And we told all the dance moms,
right?
Add the banana, because that really makes it taste better.
Yeah, it's true.
I know, right?
It's true. Well, and if you guys feel good at that, I'm happy to be like, okay, Lois is going to host one on such and such.
Yeah.
And for me, it's a timing thing, and most people want it at night, so I'm not really willing to do that like every week.
No,
but I will do it once a month. And so what I've been able to do, a lot of people will be like, oh, I really want to come, but that night's not good for me. So then maybe they finish the cleanse last month, but they come to the cleanse, or they come to a food prep demo the next month because they just couldn't make it to the last one. So I think it would be great to get one put on the calendar for maybe the end of August, which is almost here, and I'm pretty busy between now and then.
Almost here.
Or maybe what we do is we do one like early in September, and have that kind of a kickoff / food prep demo, so people can come and hear about what the cleanse is, and then also stick around for the demo. But it's also get ready for school, and people are going to be like, "Oh yeah, I need to stress about that stuff too."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, eventually I'll get this in a video, but I still don't even think that will be enough for people to, because you want to taste it.
Oh, people like to taste it. I mean, I know when I came, I'm like, ooh, peanut butter on the pancake.
Yeah.
Turkey meatball dipped in mustard. I was like,
I still need to make those.
Good. And Susan and Natalie too. I'm happy to somehow cyber do this with you guys, but it would be great if you also either had the stuff already cooked so they could taste it, or we're kind of doing it simultaneously, or maybe I could be kind of talking you through it or whatever. I'd be happy to do that. And then some fun events that I think we already kind of talked about this, but some fun things to maybe do in the middle of the 30 days, if you're wanting to do extra, would be salads in a jar, overnight oats, a freezer meal prep night. And those have all been really successful for me. I've just never really charged for them as far as like to make money. So we'd have to kind of sit down and think about that.
Have you charged for your materials for those at all?
No, I mean, but that kind of thing is more, but it's more like building community. And that
I totally get that. But just purely to cover your costs. I don't need to cover your
And I don't, for those things,
do you keep them?
It actually,
you're like, I'm done for the week.
No, so everybody would bring 5 mason jars.
Oh, I see.
And then everybody would bring a salad edition. It's actually a cool idea. I just have not done it yet. So I would bring
And
spinach,
you're just
and you would
doing
bring
it together.
arugula,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you would bring almonds, and you
Yeah.
would bring cranberries, and someone
Right.
would bring chicken. And we just create 5 beautiful salads, and we all just brought one ingredient, but we're going home with 5
Right.
or however many done salads.
Yeah.
Same with overnight oats. It's a really cool idea. So you could bring your, someone bring oats, someone bring chia seeds, someone bring blueberries, and someone bring yogurt or whatever, and you make your own, and then you're set for your breakfast. There's your breakfast, there's your lunch, you've got protein powder at 2
Right.
snacks, now you just have to make it dinner, and that is cool.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
didn't you
huge.
do one, like 2 years ago when I did this? You did one where everybody brings their favorite clean eating meal,
Yes.
and everybody can taste it and bring the recipe.
Yeah, so that
That's
is
a good one,
a
too.
recipe exchange,
Yeah.
and those, I haven't done those recently, but those are super fun. I like to do like a holiday one, and then as springtime one. And that's just a social event where we actually come
Yeah.
to have dinner together, but each person, somebody brings a main, somebody brings 2 or 3 sides, someone brings 2 or 3 salads, someone brings a healthy dessert, and we all get to sample everything. I did this a couple years ago, I guess before
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, and we kind of
Yeah,
did a mock
that's when we did.
Thanksgiving
I
meal,
didn't
and
have
that was
that.
really cool.
It's
you
a
know?
great idea.
It's really fun. So the possibilities are endless. It's really just getting the word out to your people that there's way more that I can give you than just a yoga class or just
Yeah.
you know, like let's take this to the next level and help me really improve your lives. And most likely it will spill over into other areas too. And it's just very cool.
And I know people want this because I remember at the beginning of the year, some of the members were like, okay, we need to like talk about the holidays, develop ideas. And then I had, hey, you might have been on it. I put out a Facebook page, like a detox, put your ideas up here, put your recipes up here, and let's support each other. And it lasted for maybe a month, and then it just kind of fizzled. But it was a nice idea, and people were really excited about it. It just didn't have a ton of traction after the first month. But
Well, and
people
that's-
do want that.
Yes, people want it. And I think having lots of us who are kind of involved a little is almost better than just me being like, this is my idea, this is my idea. This is
Right,
my-"
right.
I do not have all the answers.
Right.
And sometimes I think what I'm providing sometimes is boring, but that's just what I do and I'm used to it and I'm fine with it. But I would love it if other people were like, oh, instead of doing that, try this, you know, and just, I think we would all be very inspirational as a big group, inspiring lots of people. So my big picture vision is just a group of women who have the same ideas, standards, morals, vision, you know, to empower other people to be healthy, basically. And then we all are just coaches, and we're just helping maybe our specific people, but providing things to the whole group at the same time.
Yeah, and maybe on a more scheduled basis. So you're not like, you know, Lois, I haven't put anything up for a while. Or, Monica, I haven't heard from you in a while. Can you put something up? If we had some kind of a schedule where we know what, so we're committed to, you know, on Mondays this person posts something, on Wednesdays this person posts something, because it's easy if you don't have an actual solid commitment to
Totally. So that's what I would like is maybe a sign up sheet where we each say like, this is, and who cares if you are both going to have the same niche? I don't care. You'll find different stuff, right? Even if you want to do family dinners too, it's not like you're going to come home and have family dinners, right? So maybe that's like your niche, but, and maybe you post, we'll take days or something. I also use an app called Buffer, which helps me to post my post ahead of time. So I'm not feeling like I have to rush home because I forgot to post something today.
So you just post
It's a scheduled posting.
That's very Buffer. Very
Buffer, and it's for all social media, which is another thing I need super help with. If anybody,
super help.
I am a Facebook girl, but I know there is a whole world out there on Instagram, on Pinterest, on Twitter. Like, and if we wanted, we could take this to a whole different level of people we don't even know. But just saying, hey, this is available. And anyway, so Buffer does schedule post for all of those different social media things. So usually what I'll do is look at my schedule. I have pretty much the posts laid out the way that I want them, and then I'll schedule them in. On the first day, I want to post this, and the second day, I want to post this, third day, I want to post this. So if that would be better for you to do it ahead of time as well, I can kind of teach you how to do that. I'm paying for Buffer, but I think there is a free, if you only need it for like 1 or 2 groups or something, then you can do it for free. So I can kind of talk through that. Or if you feel like, oh, I just have to do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm fine with that. That's fine. So you don't have to do it ahead of time. It just kind of takes that stress work out of it. But even when it's called BufferNet, BUFFER. Even when I do that though, I'm still reading through the page, liking people's pictures and trying to answer the posts as they come in daily as well too. Okay. I think we kind of covered everything. So optional would be to order the scale and then a tape measure, which is just a regular. Make sure it's long enough. Sometimes when you buy a sewing one, it's like only this good, but you need a big one.
I'm sorry, that's not going to work.
I have not had that yet. I have had, yeah, that would not be good. And then send out invitations, which I will get to work on. I just kind of wanted to get some feedback from you guys first to see if there's any wording I want to change or again, the name, I'm still trying to like bounce ideas around for that. And then we'll set, locally we'll set dates and times for the kickoff and weigh-ins and stuff. And then same with out-of-towners, and just coordinate with me so maybe I can be online with you guys at the same time. And then I will create the Facebook page for the September group pretty soon. And as soon as somebody, okay, so here's the logistics on how it's going to work is I use what's called AmStats to take payment. And what I'll do is I'll give each of you a link separately so that when they pay, it'll show up for me. It'll say September cleanse Lois. So then I can keep track of who all you have brought in and I can pay you accordingly. Same thing with you guys. So that'll be a link within the invitation that they can go and click that. And then as soon as they've done that, I will teach you guys how to do this. If you're already friends with that person, I think then you can add them. No, I have to become friends with them as well. So they need to friend me.
If you put my name on the Facebook thing where I can add them.
I did that?
Yeah.
Okay, so cool.
Yeah.
So I don't have to become friends with them. So then you can add them to the Facebook page, and then they need to have access to my website, which will be a different discussion. I can tell you kind of how to do that, or you can just send me their names and I can do it. And then from that point, you're just going to be checking in with people via email or text or phone, ideally weekly, just kind of checking in with them. And then if you decide you want to do a video for the website, I would like it at least by September 1st, so I can get it in my September, well, let's say August 30th or so, because that'll go in, I do the workouts by month, so that'll go in my September offerings.
So if we just do a video, like just the plain old video.
I have Amanda come, she stays after class, after Fit Zone, and she just videos.
Okay.
I've also done it where I've just set it up for something like yoga or something where you're standing the majority of the time, you'd be fine. Even on the bike, you just set it up and do like, video.
So just a couple minutes.
Yeah, that's all I do. I'll share my stuff with you so you can see it. It's nothing fancy at all.
I mean, if I did, I was thinking if I did just a little brief boot camp synopsis where here are 3 pieces of equipment you can carry around in your car, and this is what you can do with them.
Perfect. I love that. I love that. Yeah, my goal is for people to be able to do this anywhere. They can do it at home, or they can take their phone with them up to the gym and have a plan. And then I set it up like, here's your weekly plan. Monday, you do this workout, and then there's a video. Tuesday, you just go for a run and do some else. Wednesday, do this workout video. And so I have it kind of planned out to where it's upper, lower, total, or whatever my little plan is for that week. But I've been doing this since January, and my goal is to finish through December. But then at that point, I will have lots of content that I could add to lots of different social media and encourage it that way. It's just too much for me to keep up with on who's on the Facebook page, who's got access to my website. So I'm pretty much just giving it away, but I feel like eventually I'll be glad that I have all this content to share.
Oh, for sure.
Even if they're just 2-minute videos. And then someday you can do full videos and have people to do them with, and so there's no end. And then so as far as fees, it's $30 for the participants, and you guys would be free, and I encourage you to do as whatever level you want to commit to along with your people, so that they're also, obviously you all are doing this anyway, but so that they can watch you and be inspired by you. Okay, questions?
I have another question about Arbonne. So if we decided that we wanted to add that as part of what we're interested in doing, you said it's $59.
Yeah, if you're already a preferred client, which you are.
Yeah. And then there's no minimum we personally need to be gathering every month to maintain any kind of status.
A lot of people
do like Mary Kay.
No, it's a lot of people do the discount or do become a consultant just to get a discount.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's a 35% discount.
That's good.
So it's pretty big. Yeah. I mean, you're getting 20 now,
Mhm.
but you'd be getting 35. And making money off even your own orders. I mean, it's really kind of dumb not to.
Yeah.
So if you're,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of people who order like kind of consistently
Mhm.
every month. It's like, you should just pick it up. But
Yeah.
I don't want to like
Right. Put any pressure.
be
on
pushy
anybody.
or, yeah, be pressure. But it also is there as a really interesting option for someone to right alongside with whatever they're currently doing,
Mhm.
even a full-time job, make some extra, and then even down the line, if once you kind of get it and you get the potential of it, it's very intriguing as far as like really becoming something that could be a real asset to your family
Mhm.
for the future.
I know at the gym, people ask me, what can I get? What's a good protein powder to get here at the gym? I'm like,
Yeah.
Someone was asking me that.
It's
They
some
still
protein
like
powders
this-
at 24.
But they're not.
And bars.
There's a lot of.
It's just the stuff you see at gyms.
Yeah.
It's nothing special.
No. But it would be nice to be able to. I mean,
It's just we have to
Say
be
that
careful
is-
because we're not supposed to sell.
know.
Well, so at Pure 8,
24,
there's a
right.
gal in
Very
there that's
strict
selling
on
Advocare. It's just like girl that takes classes there, and they let her set up the whole thing. And it's kind of obnoxious.
I
Like
know,
after a
that's
class, she's out there with a pitcher and would like the rehydrating drink, and I was just like,
I know.
And then they're doing a sign up for a class, and she'll go over all the information if you want to sign up. And I'm like,
Yeah.
guys,
No.
this is
Yeah.
obnoxious.
And maybe
Exactly.
hide
Yeah.
Janelle from the basement.
She asked me, she's like, you want it?
Yeah.
And I'm like, no.
Thanks. Because when you look at the ingredients, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's scary.
Right.
Hey, Nat, I think we're about done unless you have any other questions, and maybe you and I can set a time to talk, maybe like early next week and go over ideas. I love your ideas and I love your enthusiasm. Okay, you guys, let's set a time for each of us to like reconnect. Maybe the beginning of next week, so you can kind of digest a lot of this over the weekend and kind of get our ideas together later on in the week.
What are we doing? Sorry.
Reconnecting.
Oh.
Reconnecting next.
In the next week?
Next week, definitely,
Okay.
because the week after that is the last week of
Yeah, I'm
August,
out of
and we
town.
need to be. You're out of town all next week.
No, I'm out of town the 24th.
Okay. All right. So let's definitely get something on next week. I cannot do Wednesday day, and I can't do Thursday night.
What about Tuesday?
Only I could do after like 2 p.m.
That works for me.
Yeah. Awesome.
Tuesday,
2 p.m.
Here, Joan,
Or I mean, after 2 is fine too. So yeah, I like here just because it's quiet.
Yeah.
Coffee shop, you just never know.
Yeah.
If you guys are okay with that, it might be the easiest. So my girls get done with tennis at 1:30, so 2 might be kind of close.
2:15?
2:15 would probably be better, yeah.
what's the date of that day?
18.
Is that what you're doing?
That should work for me.
Want to put a radio guys down
2:15, 4th and 8th.
I thought it was funny.
We're like, that's a funny age.
It is. It's hard.
Good, that's good.
It's been good too, but just,
Girls can be good. Girls can be good. Girls have this different.
Keep waiting for
Yeah.
changing.
My
But
daughter, it was probably second semester, 8th grade, where she started getting super emotional. I think they all hit it at some point.
Yeah.
So they all hit it at different points. But now she's great. But she's 20, so she should be great.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, this is when it's payoff time, right?
Changing all of them. I'll give it
I
a
thought you were saying
Yeah, I don't know anything with this.
I figured if it's a year and I don't sell anything, then it was. Yeah. I think, yeah, if you figure in the discount, I mean, I'm constantly ordering it.
Well, I just had this gal at my yoga class the other night. She was like, "How do you stay so fit?" And I'm like, "Well, I teach and do yoga, but I also, I'm running a nutrition fun thing with a friend of mine." And she's like, "Oh my gosh, tell me." And
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, let me get your email."
People are desperate for it.
She's like, "I'm just going to go see a nutritionist, but I really don't want to because it's going to cost me a ton of money."
Right.
You don't need to. Like,
Yeah.
really, it's just clean eating and, finding the right place.
Yeah.
And then this other girl that just did the class, and she's gained a lot of weight. She's just so upset with herself. And
That's so hard.
she did it, and she's in Arizona right now, and I just sent her an email this morning and said, "How are you doing? Did you do the cleanse part, the